When I realized this episode of Gotham was going to be sorely focused on Bullock, I was kind of a little, wondering how this is going to go. But as the episode kept going, I was surprised at Bullock being interesting. He was more than just that one note character I thought he was going to be in the first episode. He was very well developed. And seeing how he was before he became semi-corrupted, I suppose, is very tragic in a way. Because as he was as a young man, even though he still looks, the same, maybe not much time has passed, he was very quick to action and wanted to be the hero. It's like, hey, it's the right thing to do. We can't take any risks, but we got to get in there and save this girl. If there's a slight chance of saving someone, we got to do this. And it reminds me a lot of Jim Gordon. He's the Boy Scout. He's like, he wants to get in and do the job right. He wants to protect people. That's what a cop is supposed to do. And he really believes that. But as soon as his partner breaks his legs, it immediately hits him that to be a good cop, you have to realize your actions don't only affect you, they affect your partner, the precinct, and even your family. Because if you die on the job or you get injured, that's on you. It's like, I only risk my own life. It's inevitable as a cop or a soldier, anything, that's fine. But as soon as that starts affecting your partner or your family, that's when you got to realize, well, shit, I got to be more careful. It's like, that's maybe why Bullock doesn't take as many chances, or he doesn't rush into action as much as Jim Gordon does. Because he realizes being a hero in a city full of corruption, or being a hero at all, being a cop, is a bad move. Being a good cop and being the best cop are two different things. Doing the good thing might sound cool, and it might sound like the goal you're striving for, but it may eventually catch up to you that it was not the best way of handling the situation. So to see Bullock, go through this change, like see how he got to where he is now, is amazing. And I'm not talking much about the actual mystery or the villain, the goat man or whatever you call him, and the therapist, because there have been many debates as to whether hypnotherapy is actually, real or not. It's like, it's kind of questionable. It might, work in some cases, might work some of the times, might not work. Who knows? But essentially her motive was the rich are at fault for the city's corruption. So I got to kill the rich kids. Okay. I mean, I think I've seen this before. She's not very interesting. She's not very threatening. She has to depend on the strength of others to do her dirty work. And I guess that's threatening in a way, but it wasn't very interesting. But again, like I said, the main focus was Bullock and his inner struggle. It's like his character development, and it was amazing. So he's not as one note as I believed he was going to be. But speaking of one note characters, the major crime unit people, they are really, really starting to irritate me. I mean, my God, they make no sense. Because they finally arrest Jim Gordon, but the biggest evidence that they have is a drunk homeless man that lives on the pier apparently. And they're like, oh yeah, I saw those two. Done. We got him. Let's arrest him. And apparently it works because a judge gives them a warrant to do so. There had to be other people on that pier, a dock worker, some kind of harbor master, something. But a drunk homeless man, that's your evidence? Like, did you ask every single drunk homeless man that lived on the pier? Did none of them ever say, oh, I didn't see him. But this one guy says, I saw him. I wasn't drunk at all. I clearly saw them. It's like, well, let's get him down. It's like, so it really just pissed me the hell off when they just charged in, like, triumphantly. It's like, yeah, we finally got this bastard. Like, so I'm kind of happy that near the end, Penguin just waltzes right into the police office. So now I'm gonna realize, like, now this, like, all right, now they're gonna feel embarrassed. They're gonna feel stupid, and I really want that to happen. It's like, damn, he's alive. I gotta let Jim Gordon go. And the judge is like, now you connected me to this, this false accusations against a fellow officer. You guys are in deep shit. It's like, yes, put them in jail. They're annoying. But either way, I guess I can't blame them for doing their job, but I think they should have been doing their job a lot better. But anyway, to Penguin. At first, I didn't realize he was going to be that important to the episode. I mean, I saw a couple of scenes talking to his mother, and I thought it was going to come up in a later episode. Like, oh shit, his mother now knows he's alive. She's going to accidentally slip and reveal it to somebody, maybe the major crime unit people, or to Falcone or Fish or someone. But then no, Penguin's going to do it himself. He just walks right into the police station. It's like, hey, I'm here, I'm alive. It's like, and it makes me think, like, now I really don't know what Penguin is thinking. What could Oswald hope to gain by revealing to the police that he's alive? At first I thought, like, maybe he's just getting full of himself, like his recent success rate and his quick rise to power, I suppose, has got into his head, and now he's just not afraid of taking too big of a risk. Or maybe it's still part of his plan. It's just really keeping me on edge. I do usually like being surprised, and this was a good surprise. I loved it. But now it's just going to cause a lot of problems for a lot of people. So who knows how this is going to affect the whole plan that Gordon had, or Bullock had, or everyone had, or even Oswald had. So really, I have no idea what's going to happen, but it's exciting nonetheless. And the only other scene that's worth talking about, I suppose, is Selena breaking into Bruce's house and I guess taking some of the files or taking something. Maybe she does it, she's still interested in him because, she saw him lose his parents and right in front of his eyes. And I suppose it's some sort of kinship, like we both don't have any parents, we're both lost and confused. Or maybe, she stole some of the research that he had on his desk in a way of helping. So who knows what that's going to lead up to. But it was still an interesting scene. Maybe it'll lead to something interesting. But yeah, majority of this episode was Bullock. This was Bullock's episode. And thank God, because honestly, as much as I didn't mind him, I also didn't, think of him too much as as a character. But now, yeah, he's awesome. He's like, all right, I can see how he got to this point, and now I can't wait to see where he goes. He's not entirely corrupt. He just knows how to play the game and keep not just himself, but possibly other officers safe. You have to keep your head down. You can't keep rising up to this challenge and be a white knight, because you're gonna get people around you killed, or yourself killed. But either way, oh right, and there's also Nigma and his surprise romance that came out of nowhere. I have no idea what that's gonna lead to. Maybe it's part of the comic story, or maybe it's part of the Batman story that I remember, where he falls in love with this female and the female betrays him, and that's his reasoning for becoming a villain. If so, alright, I'm up for that. Creating the Riddler before Batman even shows up. That'd be interesting. He's already asking riddles and being kind of creepy, like a villain should start off as, so maybe. But yeah, there's just a lot of developments of characters here, and I have no idea where it's going to lead up to, but I'm excited nonetheless. So here's to hoping the next episode is living up to the hype that this episode's building up. So until then, I'm Tony Dragon. Bye-bye.